close your eyes. Remember yourself as a child, playing with your friends, stressing out about spelling tests at school, coming home to snacks on the table, and asking for help with your homework. What do you feel? Maybe you're suspended in a time when things felt new, fun, and exciting. Now, think of similar activities as an adult. Getting ready for bed, reading a book, having dinner with friends. These moments don't seem as interesting or exciting as they did when you were a child. When we think back on our childhood, it feels like it lasted a lifetime. But now it's like we're passengers in our own life, with time merely passing by. Time flies, and unfortunately, for us humans, evolution never gave us wings. This feeling where time seems to go faster when we're experiencing it, but feels much longer when we remember, it is called the holiday paradox. Chapter 1. The Enigmatic River of Time. We embark on a voyage, not across a vast ocean or a treacherous mountain range, but through a far more perplexing landscape, the river of time. This enigmatic current, invisible yet ever-present, shapes our existence in ways both profound and subtle. As we traverse its course, we grapple with a persistent paradox, the feeling that time stretches endlessly in our youth, only to accelerate into a relentless torrent as we age. Imagine yourself as a child, eyes wide with wonder as you explore the world for the first time. Each experience, from the simple act of building a sandcastle to the awe-inspiring spectacle of a starry night, feels monumental. Time, in this phase of boundless curiosity, seems to meander at a leisurely pace. Every sunrise ushers in a seemingly endless canvas of possibility, each moment pregnant with the potential for discovery. Yet, as we mature, a curious shift occurs. The once unhurried current of time picks up its pace. Days blur into weeks, weeks into months, and years into decades with disorienting speed. Responsibilities multiply, routines become ingrained, and the luster of novelty begins to fade. The river of time, once a playground of endless exploration, transforms into a relentless current, carrying us towards an uncertain destination. This disparity in our perception of time's passage is a puzzle that has captivated philosophers and scientists for centuries. What is it about our experiences, both internal and external, that shapes our sense of temporality? Is time truly an objective force, an unwavering current that sweeps us all along in its relentless tide? Or is it, to some degree, a subjective construct molded by the richness or monotony of our lived experiences? In the following chapters, we will delve deeper into this enigma, exploring the psychological and neurological factors that influence our perception of time. We will examine the holiday paradox, the phenomenon where novel experiences seem to compress time, while routine stretches it out. We will also consider the impact of memory on our sense of temporality and how the erosion of memories with age contributes to the feeling of time accelerating. Ultimately, we will seek to understand not just how we experience time, but also the profound implications this has on our lives and our understanding of the universe itself. Just a quick reminder, if you're enjoying this video, please consider like and subscribe, and thanks a lot if you did already. Moving on. Chapter 2. The Tapestry of Memory and the Elasticity of Time. Our perception of time is intricately woven with the fabric of memory. Memories, like brightly colored threads, act as anchors in the ever-flowing river of time. The more vibrant and numerous these threads are, the denser the fabric of our past becomes, and the longer that period seems to have lasted. Conversely, a paucity of memories creates a sense of emptiness, a vast expanse of time, devoid of landmarks, contributing to the feeling of time's rapid passage. Consider the contrast between childhood and adulthood. Childhood, with its constant barrage of new experiences, leaves behind a rich tapestry of memories. Each day brings a novel encounter, a fresh perspective, a first-time experience. These memories, densely packed together, create the illusion of time stretching out endlessly. Every birthday feels like a significant milestone. Every summer vacation, an epic odyssey. As we mature, however, the pace of novelty slows. Routines become established. Days blend into one another, and experiences lose their initial sharpness. The tapestry of memory becomes less densely woven, with fewer distinct threads to mark the passage of time. This lack of definition allows time to seem to slip through our fingers, unnoticed. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months, with little to distinguish one period from another. This phenomenon is not merely a subjective feeling. Scientific studies have shown a correlation between the density of memories and our perception of time. When presented with a series of tones, young children, with their less developed memory systems, tend to overestimate the duration of the tones compared to adults. This suggests that a lack of well-defined memories in early life contributes to the feeling of time passing slowly. The holiday paradox further illustrates the link between memory and time perception. During a vacation, we are bombarded with new experiences, exotic sights, unfamiliar sounds, and novel customs. These experiences create a dense network of memories, making the vacation feel longer than it actually was. Conversely, a routine-bound week at work, devoid of memorable events, blurs together, leaving little trace in our memory and contributing to the feeling that the week flew by. However, memory is not a passive recorder of events. It is a selective process, shaped by our emotions and biases. Events laden with strong emotions, both positive and negative, tend to be etched more deeply in our memory. This explains why a traumatic experience, though seemingly fleeting in its real duration, can feel like it stretched out for an eternity. Conversely, a period of prolonged happiness may, in retrospect, seem to have passed in the blink of an eye. In the next chapter, we will explore the neurological underpinnings of time perception, examining how our brains process and encode information, and how these processes influence our sense of temporality. We will also delve into the philosophical implications of our subjective experience of time, questioning its very nature and its place within the grand scheme of the universe. Chapter 3. The Clockwork of the Mind and the Mystery of Time. The river of time may be an intangible concept, but its flow is undoubtedly influenced by the intricate machinery within our skulls. Our brains, with their complex neural networks, act as the clockwork behind our perception of temporality. Understanding how these networks process and encode information can shed light on why time seems to speed up or slow down, depending on our experiences. One key player in this process is the hippocampus, a seahorse, located deep within the temporal lobe. This region plays a crucial role in memory formation. When we encounter a new experience, the hippocampus fires a cascade of signals, laying down new neural pathways. These pathways serve as a record of the event, allowing us to recall it later. However, the hippocampus has a limited capacity. As we go through life, accumulating a vast library of memories, the brain becomes more selective about what it chooses to encode. Routine events, devoid of novelty, leave less of an imprint on the hippocampus. This explains why a day spent at work, filled with repetitive tasks, seems to vanish without a trace, while a vacation filled with new sights and sounds leaves a lasting impression. Another factor influencing our perception of time is the state of our nervous system. When we are in a state of heightened arousal, such as during a thrilling roller coaster ride or a near-death experience, our brains operate in a different mode. Time seems to slow down, allowing us to process complex information with heightened detail. This phenomenon can be explained by the release of stress hormones like adrenaline, which increase our focus and attention, making it seem like time itself is stretching out. The very nature of consciousness itself plays a role in our experience of time. Unlike a computer, which processes information sequentially, our consciousness seems to operate in a more holistic manner. We experience time not as a series of discrete moments, but rather as a continuous flow. This flow is further shaped by our attention. When we are deeply engrossed in an activity, time seems to melt away. Conversely, when we are bored or listless, time stretches out before us, seemingly endless and without direction. However, the question remains, is time truly an objective force, governed by the laws of physics, or is it to some extent a product of our subjective experience? Modern physics suggests that time is not a fixed entity, but rather a relative concept, intertwined with the fabric of space-time. Our perception of time may be influenced not only by our brains, but also by factors like gravity and the speed at which we are traveling. In the fourth chapter, we will explore the philosophical implications of our subjective experience of time. We will grapple with questions like the existence of free will, the nature of the past and the future, and the possibility of time travel. Ultimately, we may not find definitive answers, but by delving into the enigma of time, we gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place within the grand tapestry of existence. Chapter 4. The River of Time and the Human Condition. The river of time, ever-flowing and enigmatic, shapes not just our perception of the world, but also the very essence of the human condition. Our sense of temporality influences our choices, our values, and our relationship with mortality. As we navigate this river, we are confronted with profound questions that have resonated throughout history. What is the meaning of life in the face of an ever-fleeting present? Do we possess free will, or are we merely passengers on a predetermined course? And is there a way to transcend the limitations of time altogether? The relentless march of time imbues our lives with a sense of urgency. We are acutely aware that our time on this earth is finite, a realization that can be both motivating and terrifying. It compels us to strive for meaning and purpose, to leave a mark on the world before we are swept away by the current. This awareness also fuels our creativity, pushing us to innovate, to explore, and to leave a legacy for future generations. However, the subjective nature of time perception can also lead to a sense of existential angst. If time is relative, if its passage is shaped by our experiences, then how can we be sure of anything? Is the world as solid and objective as it seems, or is it merely a construct of our subjective minds? These questions can lead to a sense of disorientation and a yearning for a more stable grounding in reality. The concept of free will is also intricately linked to our perception of time. If time is truly linear and preordained, then the notion of free choice seems illusory. However, if time is a more fluid, subjective experience, then perhaps we have more agency than we realize. Our choices, however, small, can influence the course of our lives and the lives of those around us. Actively shaping our experiences, we can, in a sense, bend the river of time to our will. The allure of time travel has captivated humanity for centuries. The idea of revisiting the past, correcting our mistakes, or witnessing future events holds a powerful romantic allure. However, the implications of time travel are fraught with paradox. Could altering the past unravel the present? Could knowledge of the future render our choices meaningless? These questions highlight the delicate balance of time and its role in shaping our reality. Ultimately, the river of time remains an enigma, a source of both wonder and existential angst. However, by understanding our subjective experience of time, we gain a deeper appreciation for the preciousness of each moment. We can choose to spend our time wisely, pursuing experiences that enrich our lives and create lasting memories. By embracing the flow of time, with all its uncertainties and paradoxes, we can navigate the river of life with a sense of purpose and fulfillment. The river of time may be beyond our control, but how we choose to navigate its currents is ultimately up to us. Chapter 5. For a meaningful journey. We have explored the philosophical and scientific complexities of time perception. We've navigated the river of time, encountering the rich tapestry of memory and the intricate clockwork of the mind. Now, as we stand poised at the confluence of past, present, and future, the question arises: how can we leverage this understanding to live a more fulfilling life within the constraints of time's flow? Firstly, recognize the power of novelty. As we saw, the density of memories is a key factor in shaping our perception of time. By actively seeking out new experiences, we can create a richer tapestry of memories, making the passage of time feel more substantial. This doesn't necessitate grand adventures. Even small acts of exploration, like trying a new recipe or venturing to a new part of town, can inject novelty into our lives. Secondly, cultivate mindfulness. By being present in the moment, truly savoring the sights, sounds, and sensations around us, we can extract more meaning from each passing minute. Disconnect from distractions, quiet the mental chatter, and immerse yourself fully in the experience at hand. This mindful practice can slow down the perceived passage of time, allowing you to appreciate the beauty and richness of the present moment. Thirdly, prioritize experiences over possessions. Material possessions are fleeting. Experiences, however, leave a lasting imprint on our memory. Invest in activities that stimulate your mind, nurture your relationships, and connect you to the world around you. These experiences will become cherished memories, enriching your tapestry of time and imbuing your life with greater significance. Fourthly, challenge yourself to learn new skills. As discussed, the period of early adulthood, when we are actively acquiring new skills and knowledge, seems to stretch on in retrospect. By continuously learning throughout our lives, we can recapture that sense of time expansion. Explore a new language, pick up an instrument, or delve into a field that has always piqued your curiosity. The process of learning itself keeps the mind engaged and creates a sense of accomplishment, making time feel more meaningful. Finally, embrace the impermanence of time. While the finite nature of life can be daunting, it can also be a source of motivation. The awareness that our time is limited compels us to focus on what truly matters. It encourages us to cherish our loved ones, pursue our passions, and make the most of every opportunity. By embracing the impermanence of time, we can cultivate a sense of urgency and purpose that propels us towards a more fulfilling life. The river of time may be an ever-flowing current, but we are not merely passive passengers on its journey. By understanding the interplay between memory, experience, and perception, we can exert a degree of control over how we navigate this enigmatic river. By embracing novelty, mindfulness, and a lifelong pursuit of knowledge, we can create a richer tapestry of memories, imbuing our lives with meaning and purpose. Ultimately, it is not about slowing down the river itself, but about enriching the journey as we sail along its course. This is the end of this video. We believe you enjoyed it. Now pause and comment down your thoughts, as we really want to hear from you. It gives us motivation. After done commenting, watch my next video appearing right of your screen that we think best for you. Peace.